A couple of weeks ago, John McCain's campaign aides conceded to reporters that talking about the economy was a political loser for them. One advisor, Greg Strimple, told the Washington Post that the campaign wanted to, quote, turn the page on the economic meltdown and instead get back to talking about Barack Obama, about how risky Barack Obama is. Try as they might, the McCainers have convinced neither the economy nor the public to turn the page, as is reflected in a pair of new national polls out tonight. The New York Times and CBS showing Senator Obama with a 14-point national lead over Senator McCain, and the Los Angeles Times showing Obama with a 9-point lead. And so today, Senator McCain stopped trying to avoid the issue of the economy and instead laid out his plan to rescue the country from our national high-dive economic belly flop. We will have much more on that McCain proposal in just a moment. But first, an observation about the riskiness of Barack Obama that Senator McCain and his partner in maverickiness, Governor Palin, have been hammering for the last couple of weeks. Having turned to that page, the campaign seems unable or maybe unwilling to get off it now. The Scranton Times reports tonight that during Governor Palin's rally today in Scranton, Pennsylvania, as Palin's opening act, Republican congressional candidate Chris Hackett ranted against Senator Obama, a McCain supporter in the crowd screamed, "Kill him." Again? Is this another isolated incident from a rogue nut? Maybe, hope so, but maybe not. A camera in the crowd at yesterday's McCain-Palin rally in Virginia caught another outburst that occurred apparently within earshot of Senator McCain and Governor Palin. Obama been lying, he's saying. An achievement in deliberate, creative, and offensive bad spelling, as evidenced by this. Another guy in the crowd holding up a sign bearing the same slogan. And while Senator McCain appeared to put his foot down on Friday about these outbursts from the crowds on the scene, Governor Palin has yet to do so, even though the majority of these incidents have been reported at her rallies. On the bright side, if there is a bright side, there is now one similar incident we can report in which there was some punishment doled out. A McCain volunteer in Florida advised an undecided voter against voting for Barack Obama because, quote, he's a Muslim. That volunteer was dismissed. Yay! See how easy that is? The aggressive comments overheard at McCain-Palin events and rallies have coincided roughly with the entrance of the phrase William Ayers into the McCain and Palin stump speeches. No one paying attention thinks that this is a coincidence. Today, in what seemed like a playground promise to meet after school, Senator McCain on KMOX radio in St. Louis more or less guaranteed that he will bring Mr. Ayers' name up during the final debate tomorrow night.
I was astonished to hear him say that he was surprised for me to have the guts to do that, because the fact is that the question didn't come up in that fashion. So, you know, and I think he's probably ensured that it will come up this time.
That's right, Senator Obama. Apparently, you asked for it. The only reason Senator McCain is doing this is because you had the gall to be surprised that he didn't bring it up last time. So just to be clear about the signals received today, the William Ayers attack is coming tomorrow in the debate. The negative stuff is not stopping. And the economy? Sure, McCain will fix it, but not until he gets done playing Nixon's old B-roll about the 60s with scary voiceovers. The question tonight is, how does Senator Obama best deal with this, both for his campaign and for the country? Joining us now is former Democratic presidential nominee and Massachusetts Senator John Kerry. He is campaigning for Barack Obama tonight in the battleground state of Wisconsin. Senator Kerry, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Well, thank you for having me, and congratulations on your early success here.
Thank you very much. It's nice of you to say. Senator, you know something about viciousness in national campaigning. Was what you experienced with the Swift boat attacks in 2004, do you think it was bad for the country as well as bad for your campaign?
Yeah, of course I do. I think what happened then was bad, because when campaigns become dominated by lies, and very personal, and frankly, the focus is on conflict, not on the American people and their real concerns, I don't think it's good. Just as right now, I think what John McCain and Sarah Palin have done at these rallies to kind of incite their troops and create this hate language out there is very, very dangerous for all of us.
Today, we heard Senator McCain essentially say that he will personally bring up this Bill Ayers guilt by association connection at tomorrow night's debate. How do you think that Senator Obama should respond to that? McCain is telegraphing his punch in this case.
Well, I think that let's see what happens, and you can never predict, but obviously Barack Obama needs to be crystal clear, as he has been, incidentally, every step of the way, about the really sort of slight contacts that have existed here. And John McCain, needs to be careful of his flank. I mean, I read a story today that John McCain has, the head of his transition, was lobbying for Saddam Hussein. I mean, if this is what we want to debate about, John McCain really runs the risk here. And Barack Obama, as we all know, never fired the first shots in this effort. John McCain advertised weeks ago that he was going to go after Barack Obama's character and that he was going to assault him on the very things that he's assaulting him on. I think it's disgraceful to pretend that something that Barack Obama had absolutely nothing to do with somehow has an impact on his judgment when he hasn't. This is not an advisor. This man doesn't work for the campaign. He's a citizen in the city of Chicago who's crossed paths occasionally. And John McCain has countless numbers of people in his campaign and around his campaign. What about all the Republicans who've gone to jail? Duke Cunningham from the United States Congress. What about Mr. Libby from the White House, who was the chief of staff to the vice president? Is John McCain, therefore, guilty because of all of them? I mean, this is ridiculous. It's insulting to Americans, and people want to talk about the economy, their jobs, their health care, about how you make America strong, get our troops home from Iraq in a responsible way, fight a more effective war on terror, pay for education, fix this economy. Those are the real issues, and John McCain can't talk about them. His own campaign has said, we don't want to talk about the economy, so they're trying to go out and attack Barack Obama. I think Americans know better this time. I think we learned a lesson in 2004, and I hope that lesson will be profoundly registered on November 4th.
I think the candor with which they have talked about their strategy in this regard, as you've been pointing out, has been remarkable. We heard Governor Palin today with Rush Limbaugh talking about how she intended to keep on keeping on, hitting Barack Obama on character issues. The campaign aides speaking both anonymously and putting their name to quotes, saying that they were going to try to get away from the economy and instead attack Barack Obama. I wonder, as you've been campaigning in the battleground states for Senator Obama, when people on all sides decry the negative attacks, but what effect do you perceive them having among undecided voters?
Here's what we know. We saw in 2004 that attacks on your person, no matter how valid the mainstream media deems them, if they're reaching people who have not made up their mind and that's all they hear, that has an impact. And that's why I think all of us need to be very careful and work extra time to make sure that these attacks don't settle in. For instance, when they announce what they're doing, they know they're talking to the elite media who follow that announcement. The average American doesn't hear that announcement, or all they're going to hear is the advertisement itself that carries that negative message, or the soundbite that carries it. And their effort is to sow doubt. Their entire strategy is sow doubt, attack character. And what we need to do is make certain that everybody understands that, the bankruptcy of that, and the bankruptcy, in effect, of the John McCain campaign.
Former Democratic presidential nominee and my senator, Massachusetts Senator John Kerry, thank you so much for taking time to talk with us tonight. I really appreciate it.
Good to be with you. Thank you very much.